Everyone. Today's lesson is a bit tricky because we're looking at rounding to 10, 100 and 1000, okay? So it's a combination and we're looking at rounding. The way you would find the lesson is when you click on number and place value, find year 4 in the circle, rounding to 10 and 100. That's what it's called, but the actual lesson covers rounding to 10, rounding to 100 and rounding to 1000. So I'm going to go on to the lesson now. So the question is, how can we round 3,680 to the nearest 1,000? So we need to know the 1,000 before and the 1,000 after. So here's a number line. So we know 3,680 fits between 3,000 and 4,000. Halfway between is 3,500. Here's our number. So 3,680 is here. It's closer to 4,000 rather than 3,000. So the answer to the nearest 1,000 would be 4,000. Round 5,490 to the nearest 1,000. Again, 1,000 before, 5,000, 1,000 after, 6,000. So it comes between 5,000 and 6,000. So now I need to find the number 5,490. Right, so it hasn't passed the halfway mark yet, so it's closer to 5,000. You've always got to remember 0 to 4 you round down, 5 to 9 you round up. So I'm looking at the 4 in the hundreds column, which is going to tell me to round up or down. Because it's a 4, I round down, so it's closer to 5,000. How can we round 2,201 to the nearest 100? So the hundreds place value column is what you're looking at, and the tens. The hundreds place value will tell us which two numbers this number is in between. So it'll be between 2,200 and between 2,300. Best way to do it is draw a number line. So as you can see, 2,200, 2,300. Halfway between is 2,250. 2,201 is there, so it's closer to 2,200. Round 3,461 to the nearest 100. Again, you've got 3,400 and 3,500. Now, if you look in the middle, it's 3,450. So it's the halfway point, the middle point between 3,400 and 3,500. Now, I'm going to tell you where 3,461 would be. So as you can see, it's going up. There it is. It's past the halfway mark. We're looking at the tens here to tell us which 100 it's closer to. So because there's a 6 in that position, you round up. So 5 to 9, you climb the vine, you round up. So it's closer to 3,500. I'm going to go through quite a lot of examples to help you and explain it to you. I will show you another method of working it out as well, but the number line is the best one. If you don't need it, you don't have to use the number line. How can we round 1,741 to the nearest 10? So 1,741, we've got to say which tens it lies between. So it's 1,740 and 1,750. There's my number line. The number in the middle is 1,745. The position of 1,741 is there. So it's closer to 1,740. Now, this is the number, so the tens is telling me what two numbers go either end of my number line. The 1 here in the ones tells me whether I'm rounding up or down. In this case, because it's a 1, I'm rounding down. 0 to 4, slide to the floor. So it's closer to 1,740. So we're going to round this to the nearest 10 now. Again, you've got two numbers, 6,230 there, you've got 6,240. In the middle, 6,235. There's my number. It is closer to 6,230. So you'll have some questions like this. I've got a different set I'm going to go through with you, and I'm going to show you how you'd work them out on a number line. And then in the end, you've got welcome to beat the clock. Answer as many questions as you can in 2 minutes. So what is this 7,375 to the nearest 1,000? So you're looking at the 7 and the 3. 3 you round down, so it's closer to 7,000. You type it in and you click go, and then you go on to the next one. You'll have a 2-minute timer and you've got to see how many you get right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this page. I've got a set of similar questions that I'm going to go through and explain how you'd work them out using a number line. I'm going to explain to you the concept of 0 to 4 you round down, 5 to 9 you round up. All of you have done this in school. You've done it in class in year 4. It is a bit of a tricky subject, but the more you practice, the easier it will be for you. So just listen to my examples, look at how I'm working them out. Best way to do it is when you're doing your mind maths, have a pen and paper ready or a whiteboard or something. Do it on there on a number line and then put the answer in. The more you practice, the better it is. Don't just sit there and guess, please. Right, so I'm going to change the screen. I'm going to show you a different screen now, which is going to have the work on there. So here we go. Got the rounding line. So some people say 0 to 4 you round down, 5 to 9 you round up. We started doing it in my class as 0 to 4 slide to the floor, 5 to 9 climb the vine. And we had actions to do it, so if you remember the actions, it's better for you, that way you remember it in your head. Here's a different set of questions that I had from my maths. So I've got the numbers here, they're telling me to round to the nearest 1,000, 100 and 10. So I'm going to go through it. I've already wrote my number at the top and I've drawn a rough number line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the thousands that come before and the thousands after. So I'm going to circle the 5 and underline the 4. The 5 that I've circled is going to tell me the 1,000 that comes before and the 1,000 that comes after. So it tells me which thousands this number is between. There's a 5, so on this side I'm going to have 5,000. On the other side I'm going to have 6,000. In the middle I'm going to have 5,500. Now I'm going to look at the number 4. 0 to 4 you round down, 5 to 9 you round up. Because it's a 4, I know I'm going to round down, so it's closer to 5,000. If I was to put that number on a number line, it would roughly be about here. So I know it's closer to 5,000. Next one, 6,470. If I was to round it to the thousands, that's what I would circle. So round to the nearest 1,000, I've got the 6,000 here. And on the other side, I'd have 7,000 because those are the 2,000s it lies between. In the middle, 6,500. Now, again, I'm going to write it down so I remember. 0 to 4 you round down, 5 to 9 you round up. 4 I'm rounding down, so it's closer to 6,000. 6,470 would be about here. Now I'm going to show you round to the nearest 100. Okay, so if I was to round to the nearest 100, I would circle the hundreds and underline the tens. So here it will be 2,400, 2,500. In the middle it will be 2,450. So again, I'm going to write it to make sure I remember. 0 to 4, slide to the floor, 5 to 9, climb the vine. Here it's a 1, so we're rounding down. So it's closer to 2,400. It would be about here. Okay? Again, we'll go through another example of rounding to the nearest 100. Circle the 4, underline the 6. 2,400, 2,500. In the middle, 2,450. Now, again, I'm going to write it to help me. 0 to 4, you round down. 5 to 9, you round up. 2,462 would be about here. 6, I know you round up. So it would go this way and it would be 2,500. Now I'm going to show you round to the nearest 10. I'm going to circle the 5 and underline the 9. Here I'm going to have 1,150, 1,160. In the middle, 1,155. The number would go about here. 0 to 4, slide to the floor. 5 to 9, climb the vine. Because it's a 9, you round up. Can you see each step is just a repeated pattern? All I'm doing is circling and underlining to making sure I'm looking at the correct digits. I've got my 0 to 4, 5 to 9 on each question. I have wrote that to help me. I'm circling the answer. I'm making sure I've got the number line. I've got my numbers marked. Just make sure you're following each step. I'm going to go back to this page. Just remember, 0 to 4, you slide to the floor. 5 to 9, climb the vine. Always remember the place value, the numbers on either end. So I'm going to round to the nearest 10 here. Because the nearest 10, I'm going to circle the 7, underline the 5. And then 0 to 4, slide to the floor. 5 to 9, climb the vine. This side, 1,370. 1,380. In the middle, 1,375. So it's in the middle. That's my number. So my number is here. Now what I'm going to do is look at this number here. So the 5 in the ones. 5 to 9 you round up. There's my arrow. So the answer is 1,380. Like I said, the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. If there's any questions, feel free to email or comment on the blog. The blogs are there to help you out. So if you do have any questions, just drop a comment and your teacher will get back to you. With the emails, a member of the Year 4 team will definitely get back to you and help you out. All the best. Again, leaving on this one, 0 to 4, you round down. 5 to 9, you round up. Remember the rhyme, remember the actions, remember your place value, and you'll be fine. All the best and take care, guys.